Call this meeting to order. We're here to discuss LATCF funding request, and we have the Sheriff's Department and Solid Waste here.
Yep.
I'll let you, the Sheriff's Department, since he's up front, let him go first.
All right. Good morning.
Morning.
I'm requesting that we use some of the LATCF funds to get us a new washer for the inmates in our jail.
Okay.
The one we are currently using, it's approximately 10 years old, maybe a little older, and it's falling apart. It's occasionally flooding our laundry room. The soap dispenser isn't working correctly. Sometimes it's not dispensing the soap or the bleach. The spin cycle, the bearings are going out of it, and we've replaced the motherboard on it, I think, once or twice, and it's getting to the point to where it's trying to find parts for this washing machine is almost next to impossible, and trying to keep it maintained and fixed is costing us a lot of money. It's paid for itself. It runs 24/7. That washing machine is going every single day, morning, noon, and night.
Okay.
And it's just getting to the point to where I'm waiting for it to
We don't
fall
need
through
more
the floor.
flooding,
Yeah,
more
we've
damage.
got enough water issues, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, have you looked at any washers to replace it with?
I have, and I brought those with me. I have 2 quotes here, and I was looking for the most least expensive washers I could find that were industrial.
Mm-hmm.
And with installation and taking out of the old one, they're running about $1,400
Okay.
or $14,000. Excuse me.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And then, and then from there they just go up in price. I have a quote from Laundry Lux, and
Is it hard to find someone
yes,
nearby with the
and then
industrial?
DSS, it's Dynamic Sales and Service.
Okay.
So we have one here for $14,350, and then one here for $14,150.
Okay.
And like I said, I have that washing machine is on its last leg.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
We've had times in the last couple of years where it's been out of service for a week or two, and we have deputies going to the laundromat to do all the laundry.
Okay.
And we're
Now, are these guys local, or are they from Spokane, or were they?
shoot, let's take a look, see. I'm sure they have someone local. This one says New York here, but they're all over the country from everything I was reading. Why do I keep on looking there?
And you said that doesn't include the delivery and setup?
Delivery, installation, everything. I'm not sure where this one's out of.
Okay.
I should have got that information, sorry.
Okay.
See that?
Yep.
Yeah. And they want 25% down before they ship it on this one.
Yes.
All right. Let's go.
Do you have these emailed to you?
I had them emailed to me.
Okay. If I could have you forward those, and then I can put them in my packet.
Okay.
Very good for this.
Which one is the better unit? If you look at
I think the DSS
The
was
DSS.
the
They're
better.
from Kirkland, Washington,
Okay.
on the very bottom, I see. Yeah.
That was approximately $200 more.
Okay. And they're from Kirkland, Washington, so. Okay. Well, it's something we have to get done. We don't need any more flooding.
So curiosity, actually, DSS is less because they have sales tax on here, $800. So we shouldn't be charged a sales tax.
Right.
So we can take, if I'm reading this correctly, we can take $812.31 off of what that 1,400.
That's
And
nice.
that could put them lower bid.
Right.
Okay.
You probably have to send the, what is it, the
ST.
Tax
EST.
If I can get that.
Thank you.
Do you have any comments, Tracy, or what do you
Um,
think?
No, and we can't afford to have our deputies in the laundromat with their short staff anyway, so.
It's usually me.
Taking it home is not a joy.
Your wife probably didn't want that.
Oh, no.
And where are we sitting on our availability on the sheet that you gave us?
So
Are we
that-
in the,
We're good. So
Okay.
that, the balance is 3,900,000 that are not committed to other things. And
Okay.
this is just everything, and that was after that 8/22 meeting that we had where we did, what's in purple was the new stuff that was approved.
okay,
So this is the total that's been allocated to something. This is the two tranches put together, and so that just takes the total amount of the two minus what we've got allocated. So there's 309 million, or 3,900,000
okay.
not allocated.
Now, this wouldn't fit underneath the building part over there, would it, since it's.
That was more for HVAC systems, that 800. Now we can, if you guys wanted to put that under that amount, we certainly can. You would just need to make that motion to put it into, because that set aside was mainly for the HVAC systems.
Okay.
That 800 that you were
Yeah.
talking about, correct.
And
Yeah.
are we almost complete on all of that though?
As far as I can tell, I don't know. I haven't heard any other invoices they found, or and everything's been billed out to
needs to
that.
be
So
spent by,
that has to be allocated by the end of 24, spent by the end of 26.
allocated by the end of 24, so. it's-
Yeah, and we've got it all allocated, so it just
Okay,
needs
so
to
it's
be
all allocated,
yeah.
so it just has to be spent.
correct.
Okay.
I would
What
think
was
that
our
we
balance on
probably wanna go with that one.
Okay.
Because we can always, if we were to do this, because we can always, this will give us more years to.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And it appears that they've
And it
come
is-
on under what we anticipated with all that
With the jail.
expense.
Correct.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would, move that into the, is it the ARPA,
SLFRF,
SLRF,
the Slurpee one.
Slurpee fund
Yeah. Yeah.
for the washer and dryer
Just the
and use the the washer, yep.
Okay.
And I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, let's get that ordered and see if we can get it in as soon as possible.
Thank you. And thanks for your time and
Thank you.
putting it into consideration and approving it.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna clarify that. You want to move this, the
Oh, yeah.
14,000, and use the SLFRF out of the existing 800 set aside that we've already done for county maintenance, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we have public comment.
Just the only public comment is, I don't know if you checked with Watts to see if you could get an industrial washing machine through them. We had this meeting earlier, and the good deal about Watts is they actually work on their equipment. And who knows where somebody would have to come from to work on this. And I don't know if they would, I would think they could get industrial washing machines, but I'm not sure.
It's worth looking into
Yeah.
local, yeah, we
Yeah.
just did one
We
the
can-
meeting
we can
before
always come
for a
back and-
stove, yeah.
They're an
We'll
amazing
flip this
family to
around.
deal with too.
Let's, yeah, why don't you do that and then we'll.
Look into
Just
Watts.
do, yeah, out of
Watts
Pinehurst,
all
yeah,
the-
yeah, just to get another bid
And
from
if they
them,
don't,
yeah.
you already got your orders to do that, but if they do, then, we can get this, we can put this back on.
I'll make some phone calls today
Okay.
and see what I can
Appreciate
come
it.
up with.
Okay, thank you.
Yep,
And that'll
thank you.
satisfy our procurement. That'll give us 3 good bids. So, yeah.
Perfect. Nope, I will do that today.
Thank you very
All
much.
right.
Yep.
Sorry,
And Next,
Today's meeting.
we get next runner up. We got solid waste.
So I've got 4 different requests in there.
Okay.
The first 2 are to kind of help out our future budgets. It would be paying off our Freightliner long haul truck, which we owe. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right paper here.
Is that the 92,000?
So we owe $92,812 on that one. And then the second lease that we have is our cat backhoe, and we owe $60,845 left on that one. So I'm just throwing it out there, just basically to try and help our budgets in the next coming years.
Okay.
You know, because we allocate, I think it's 54,000 a year, 54,000 a year, I believe, for those 2 payments.
Those 2.
For those 2 payments.
And you're still having to on the lease on the backhoe. You're still having to ground it once in a while because of the hours.
Because of the hours, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of not.
Yeah. And as we get further into it, I'll tell you why we haven't been able to also.
Okay.
So it might be a good idea, you know, right now, you know, I mean, if I can keep things somewhat together over there, we might only have to park it a couple months at the end just to keep the hours under. But, you know, with as many breakdowns as we have, that's one of the only pieces of equipment that actually runs. So,
Okay.
but then also our warranties on these, I checked to be sure our warranties will stay in place. You know, we won't lose any of that. So,
On the, okay.
And that's on the leased equipment.
correct.
Have you already gotten bids on the backhoe and the long haul truck?
So I haven't gotten 3 bids, no, because I was trying to get an idea of where the pricing was going to be. So I just went with our 2 that we normally go with. I went with Freightliner Northwest. That's where we've gotten our last 2 trucks. And that one came out a little under 148,000. And the reason for that is so I just went to Missoula this morning in our old long haul, our old Freightliner. It's got well over 1 million miles on it, and my ears are ringing right now because it's I mean, that thing, granted, you know, it runs, it makes it there, but it's only a matter of time, you know, before it's not going to anymore. So
I was just curious where you came up with the figures for if you hadn't already looked at
I'm sorry, figures on.
the replacing the truck and the backhoe.
Oh, okay. So the $148,000 for the new Freightliner, that was, I went to Jim Banner at Freightliner Northwest. He's worked with us for years now. I mean, he is a great guy. Basically, he just worked up numbers. And this was actually through Sourcewell. So this is his
Okay.
Sourcewell number.
So this you'd be okay with
Yeah.
if this was approved.
And I
someone
mean,
else-
I can definitely go get more quotes. I haven't had time. So
Yeah. With the way first thing are these
Sourcewell.
days, I just want to make sure we have enough
Yeah.
that what you're looking at, you already investigated and looked through
He's
Sourcewell.
been operations manager, he's been truck driving, short hauling, mechanicing, working out on the floor. The only place he hasn't worked in is the scale lately. And that's because he's needed everywhere else.
Yeah.
So he's been pretty busy.
And
And
Sourcewell is
Sourcewell,
approved, it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we use. So.
and so the backhoe numbers, that's also a Sourcewell number.
Yeah.
So and I went to Case because one of the biggest problems that we have with our equipment is the depth. Okay, the cat runs to depth. Cat actually does have almost the same municipality program that Case has. That's it. Cat has almost the same, except for Cat will only manufacture so many numbers of equipment per year. So if you don't get one, you don't get one, and that's a def delete and a DPF delete, and those are the 2 things that cause the most problems on our equipment. Case has one that it's a municipality, but they build as many as they, as they have orders for, and it's a pretty reasonable price too. So it's there's no DEF, there's no DPF. Basically, all it has is a catalytic converter. So there's not a ton of emissions on it, just choking down the motor, making it a 4,000 hour motor. And for as many hours as we put on our equipment, that's what we need to be looking at.
Does that cat, does it have DEF? The one you use
It
right
does.
now, the
Yes.
tobacco? That's why
Yes,
you're
because we were
having
not
problems.
able to get one.
Yeah, that's why you're having trouble. with
Yep.
your-
Yep. And then our John Deere, that,
Is that 22,000 hours?
yes. So, say what you want about it, but it is pre-emissions, and that thing runs all the time. Except for right now, the backhoe fell off of it, but
No.
I'm fixing it. But then also on top of this too, I put in on the backhoe one, I believe, we can auction off our case backhoe. We're going to keep our John Deere, but we can auction off our case backhoe because that's the one that's causing us the most problems right now. And then we can also auction off our Ford truck that is basically our terminal tractor right now. And we can start using our old Freightliner as our terminal tractor. So we'd be putting money back into, whether it's LATCF or wherever it, needs to go.
Or goes to be wherever.
One of the letters is.
Your capital, or yeah. Well, I know the equipment's desperately needed,
Yeah.
and these are one-time chances of funds.
Okay. I'm thinking if we can do the lease payoffs right now, and then let's table the other two, and Commissioner Dose will be back next week because they are big
Well,
items, and maybe we could we can all put our heads together and make sure that this is the complete route we want to go.
yeah, so your leased vehicles are already in the budget.
Yeah.
The new vehicles, which are probably going to take some time to get to, we don't want to wait too long on those.
The build time for the truck is if it was ordered today, it would be April, May, and then the build time for the backhoe, I believe, was July, August.
Oh, really? That far out?
Oh, yeah.
10 months or better out.
It took
And
us
that's actually
over,
pretty good.
how long did it take us to get
Our
our trailer?
trailer took a year and a half.
Yeah, it was almost 2 years. It was
Yeah.
like about 18 months before we got our brand new trailer.
Mhm.
Yep.
We literally have had it, 2 weeks now?
Yeah,
3 weeks?
Yeah, something like
See,
that.
and they've already got the lease items are already in the budget, so they know they're okay
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
The new equipment, we don't want to wait too long on because it just puts you further out. from
Yes.
getting
Yeah.
anything.
Okay. What's your?
I would move to approve the backhoe and the truck to get on order. As where, like I said, their leased equipment's already in the budget. We can look at that later on down the road. So it's not putting them out, but that was
Okay.
what I would think.
Do you have the sheets for the source well on both those?
I do not. I can get them though.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can email them all to you later today.
Okay.
And then they can auction off, like you said, that other equipment that you will no longer need.
Yeah.
Trying to save money and make money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a
Oh,
sales.
Let's get let's get those sheets. I guess we can approve it on contingency that we get both of the source well sheets today, and the numbers are exactly the same. And you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I moved.
You move. And just with that condition that we get
Yeah.
both the source well sheets.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll second it.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. We definitely appreciate it.
The leases we'll put on tabled because
Table the
they
leases.
are already in the budget, so.
Just so we get those ordered. Okay.
Sounds good.
That'll save part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep me out of the shop a little bit more.
Well, you've still got another year to be in the shop.
Very true.
And you guys don't look at the used stuff. It's probably, you don't even want to look at that.
You know, the problem with used stuff, it's like our case. We bought that one used, and it has been. I mean, we can't keep that thing running for 2 weeks.
In your shop all the
It's-
time.
Yeah,
It's a nightmare.
it's a shop queen.
And what about the, the John Deere's got so many miles or so many hours on it? How are they not, do they put out a government tractor?
John Deere? No, they do not.
They do.
They,
They're the same as Case, right?
excuse me?
They're the same as Case. Case bought out John Deere, or John Deere bought out Case.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know they are, for who I deal with, they are two separate dealerships.
Okay.
I know that much. But I can definitely check with John Deere. The last time I talked to, what's his name over there?
At Deere?
Yeah. Carl Dewar. Last time I talked to him, John Deere did not have a municipality contract like that, but that was, a year and a half ago. So I could definitely check it back in with him. But as far as like Jeff goes, I talk to Jeff Jeff is a salesman for CAT. I talk to him all the time, and he keeps telling me, nope, not going to be able to.
Mm.
So, I think he makes more money off of the other ones. So,
Okay.
All right. So do you want to continue that one to next week, or table it for?
We'll table the leases
Okay.
and we've approved the
Okay.
new equipment.
All right.
and I'll
Well,
get those papers sent over to you today.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Meeting adjourned. No other questions?
Matt,
Matt,
you
got a
missed
question?
public
Yeah.
comment.
I don't want Eli to think of.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something.
So you're paying lease off on the cat backhoe and what else?
Our Freightliner long
You're
haul.
looking to buy a truck.
Yes.
Are you gonna take the lease that's already in the, what is it, 64,000 you said? Or are you gonna take that and put it into the truck or leave it into your budget plus the ARPA funds or lettuce money? You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So if they approve paying off the leases, then yes, that money that's already in our budget would go to something.
It
Yeah.
goes part of this
But
instead of
the-
taking it all out of lettuce.
The lease payoffs were not approved yet.
No, but your lease payments are for 2023,
Correct,
24.
yes.
So the
Yeah, those are already in there.
60-some thousand dollars in the budget, if they pay the leases off,
Then that-
you can take that money and put it towards the lettuce money. and
Absolutely.
You won't have to take as much lettuce.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That sounds like a good, yeah.
I know what
Either way, if you pay the leases, this comes out. If you don't pay them, it's going back to lettuce, so it's still out of your budget either way you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for other departments, you can get money.
Yeah.
from lettuce.
If we did it.
Okay. Any more questions? No?
Okay.
Okay.